Hello friends, my name is Shreyans Bhatia and you are watching Bhantia's Training and Consultancy. Today we are going to start with moderate level questions on the chapter percentages. So let's begin. So this is the first question. Please look at it and let me know if you are getting the answers in the comment section below. Hope guys that you have reached to the answer. Now this is a very simple question, but it's too wordy for us to understand immediately. You need not to even use pen and paper to solve this question. Let's see how. A fruit shop opened with its supply of 40 dozen bananas. So initially there were 40 dozens. Now the first error what the students commit here is they convert those 40 dozens into pieces, that is 40 into 12. But as you can see in the options, there is no need, because the question is how many dozen bananas were left unsold. So we need not to convert it and reconvert it back. It will waste your time. So always understand that you need to keep an eye on your options as well. Half of the bananas were sold by noon. That's fine. So out of 40, 20 are sold. And 60% of the remaining bananas were sold between noon and closing time. So 60% of 20 is basically 12. 2 6 are 12. And the question is how many dozen bananas were left unsold. Now this is a very important word here. That is unsold. We want to know unsold number of dozens of banana. But most of the students in the rush of the hour in the examination will not read this unsold and directly take D option, that is 12. But the answer should be 20 minus 12, that is 8 dozens of banana. I hope guys that you have understood this question. Now let's see the basic method, and the basic method is as well the same. So fruit shop opened with 40 dozens banana. Half of the bananas were sold by noon, that is 20 dozens were sold. So 60% of the remaining bananas were sold till closing time, that is 0.6 into 20 is 12. So 20 minus 12 equals to 8 dozen bananas were left unsold. Now let's see to the second question. In a medical certificate, by mistake, a candidate gave his height as 25% more than normal. So basically what he did is 25% more than normal he mistakenly quoted. In the interview panel, he clarified that his height was 5 feet 5 inches. So this is his actual height. Find the percentage correction made by the candidate from its stated height to his actual height. Now, the language of this question is very complex and deliberately they have put in the original height of 5 feet 5 inch as well to misguide us. But when you logically think, then A is this percent more than B, then B is less than that by how much is the basic question here if you simplify this question to this. And we already know this formula. And in fact, till now, you must have already learned the value that will come if it's 25% more, then it's 20% less. So let's see the solution. So using the formula, percentage correction is R divided by 100 plus R into 100%. That is the formula that we know. And this gives 20% as answer. So are you able to understand? I've previously explained to you that more complex questions will come, but the basics will be the same. You need to understand what actually is being asked and how it is to be dealt. So let's move to the third question. So here the value of height is not required, that is its additional information, and this is to misguide you as I have already said. Many of the students will invest their time using this 5 feet 5 inches and then calculating all the exact values and then finally getting to the answer, wasting a lot of time. It may be possible that you might invest 5 minutes time in this question, but it's not worth it if you have got the basics right. Now let's move to the third question finally. A number is mistakenly divided by 5 instead of being multiplied by 5. Find the percentage change in the result due to this mistake. Now this is a very simple question, and as I've already stated, if we don't have any numbers, then the best number to consider is 100. So let's see the solution. So let the number be 100, and if it is divided by 5, so the number that we get is 20. But actually we want to multiply it, so it should be actually 500. So the percentage change in the result is 500 minus 20 divided by actual result is 500. So the base should be 100. 500 into 100, this comes to 96%. I hope guys that you have understood, and this is possible in percentage multiplication and division only. If I say that it's added and subtracted, then the base value will change. Now let's assume that I have considered 100 rupees and I have added 5 rupees to it. Then the change is 5%. But the base value is 20 and I have added 5 rupees to it. Then the percentage changes. So for multiplication and division, such kind of questions are very easy and normal. But if this similar question comes in addition or subtraction, then straight away you have to tick the question that the option is none of these or cannot be determined. Now there is a very slight difference between both the options. Many of the students get confused in none of this and cannot be determined. Cannot be determined can also be said as data insufficient. So basically cannot be determined is we cannot find the answer with the given set of data that is given. But none of this is in the given options, all the options are not correct and we know the right answer. So the difference between both of the options is very clear, but most of the students get confused in both the options, and even when they get to the final answer, they mistakenly take the wrong option. So I hope guys that you have understood it very crystal clear. Now let's see the fourth question. Now Rajiv wanted to subtract 5 from a number. Unfortunately, he added 5 instead of subtracting. Find the percentage change in the result. As I've discussed already in the previous question, the answer is cannot be determined because the base value is not known and you cannot decide on the base value. But when you multiply or divide, it's in the multiplication or the division, that is to the power of. So the power will always remain in the ratio, but the addition and subtraction, the base will always change. So you cannot determine the answer because after adding or subtracting 5 to different numbers, variable results are obtained. So we cannot determine the base on which percentage should be calculated. This is what we have already discussed. Now let's see the final question for today's video. In a mixture of 80 liters of milk and water, 25% of mixture is milk. How much water should be added to the mixture so that the milk becomes 20% of the mixture? Now this is a very simple question of mixtures and alligations chapter, but couple of times it can be asked in the percentage section as well. Now as a student, as a candidate for an examination, you need not to consider all that, but as a trainer I have to deal with that in both the situations. So in this percentage chapter we will do this question as per the basics of percentage. Later on when we will look at mixtures and alligations, we will see the logic there as well and it becomes quite easier then. Now in a mixture 80 liters mixture is given. So total mixture is 80 liters from which 25% of 80 liters is milk. So basically 20 liters is milk and 60 liters is water. Now we are not adding milk, we want to add water. So how much water should we add to 80 liters so that the mixture will have only 20 liters? Obviously now the numbers are very beautiful and we get to the answer that is 20 liters of water is to be added. Water is 60 liters. To make milk 20 liters, we have to add X liters of water in the mixture. So basically when we put this all in the equation, that is, yeah, here the numbers are very beautiful, but if the numbers are very confusing and you are unable to identify them, then this is the basic logic, that is 20, that is the ratio of milk, divided by 80 plus X, that is we have added more water to it, equals to 20%. So when you calculate all this equation simultaneously, it becomes 20 liters of water is required. I hope guys that you have understood each and every concept and you have also understood each and every question. Now if you have any questions that you have been unable to solve while practicing, you can ask them in the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you as well. Please like, share, subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon and comment below if you have any doubts. Thank you.